Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Joe Wednesdays. This is JHaubz. How's it going? Quite a bit to talk about this week, actually. A lot of stuff has happened. Unfortunately, with the holiday being on Sunday and that pushing the federal holiday to the Monday, I'm kind of off my off my recording schedule. Because I couldn't do stuff yesterday because I had Lydia all night. So we're trying to work this out as to actually filming on Wednesday and getting it out Wednesday, so this might come out a little late. But anyway, so yeah, some stuff to talk about. So my body's in like a state of recovery right now for multiple things. So I have generally when I've been working out, I've been trying to focus a little bit on my lower back to kind of strengthen it. And I ended up trying to do a little bit heavier weight with deadlift. And it's not that I hurt my back then, but my back could definitely tell that I was like, okay, we definitely added like 10 pounds to whatever you're doing. But anyway, like my back was feeling fine afterwards the next day on Friday. So I played racquetball with a friend, and that's when it started really acting up on me. So managed to finish up playing the game, but then Saturday was definitely like the oh my god, don't move, oh god, and like trying to roll around and get myself out of bed and like without bending my back at all. It's kind of sad and entertaining for everybody watching. But I at least was glad that there was like a measurable amount of recovery that occurred, because Saturday was a lot of pain moving. Sunday was less pain, and as long as I kept moving I was generally fine, and then Monday I was actually kind of more or less back to being able to move around and generally do what I wanted to do, but I could definitely still tell that I was irritated, which is good. So I mean 3 days with that kind of injury versus getting that injury before and it taking weeks to recover, I'll take that trade. So hopefully that means I'm moving in the right direction as far as what I'm doing exercise wise down there. But pardon me, but in addition though, apparently Sunday or Monday, a spider found its way into my bed and definitely got pretty friendly with me that night, because there's this arc of bug bites every foot or so on my body right now. And because of my allergies to mosquito bites and spider bites, it's been very irritating the last couple of days. Because mosquito bites are annoying because swelling just starts to happen on in my extremities, as well as at the point that I got bit. So they can be a little obnoxious because I suddenly can't move as well in a certain spot, just kind of out of the blue. But spider bites hurt like a bee. It's like the way my skin swells up, it kind of bubbles at where they bit, and it's it just feels like the first day or two afterwards, it feels like there's this constant pinching and pulling at my skin, and it's so uncomfortable. But it made me kind of think, does everybody have this kind of reaction to spider bites, or is it just my allergy? Maybe it's the same for everybody and it's just exaggerated for me, or it's just ow, they bit me and it itches, but I'll be fine because I'm not allergic to them. I'm curious. Let me know how you guys react to that kind of stuff, because I'm just kind of curious. But anyway, let's see. Moving on. Potty training. Potty training with Lydia has been going. I think better than we could have ever asked for. I think kudos mostly goes to her daycare, because even before we started focusing on getting the potty training done, recently within the last 2 weeks, I know they've been doing potty training introduction with her at daycare, and we just haven't really been able to strongly implement it at home. So she had that one weekend where it was just really just fighting it and pushing back against it and that kind of stuff. And then she got to daycare Monday, and she pretty much all the clothes we sent with her, we got them all back needing to be washed. So because she was just not realizing. But I think after that, she just something clicked, oh, I just need to go pee in here and everything's fine. Because she's had maybe an accident a day, maybe or less. From then on out, and it's been over 10 days of that. So So like, and she's like asking us if she wants to go potty. She just lets us know, and then we go do it. And like we really the only weird accident that I had with her is she just was like, she was kind of getting hyper running around before bath time, and she was just standing on her bed and she just started peeing and took me completely off guard. I was like, no, lady, don't what are you doing? Like, I just didn't know what to do there, but we cleaned it up, all that kind of stuff, and it was fine. So. But honestly, outside of that, she's been doing a phenomenal job of controlling her, her downstairs waste, whatever. She's doing good with that. So, yeah, much more than we could have asked for. But anyway, but because of that, I think we felt more comfortable going to the Centerville Parade that they held. They had like the Americana Festival on the 5th. They started it with a parade, but I think honestly the parades for them is kind of like an afterthought, because I mean, as far as parades that I've seen, like local parades, it's kind of it could be better. But that's not really me judging it too much as it is like if there's like a small like half block gap between like one section and then the next section, and in that small window at least half of the crowd is like, oh, it's over, and they up and leave, it's probably a good indication that there's not too much going on in the parade. Because yeah, like at least half the people left, and like there was even like this drum corps band that was really good. I think they were probably the best part of the parade. But like they were coming down like they were next, and like the making sounds and all that kind of stuff. It's like it's clearly not over, and yet people are like, oh, we're gonna go over to the food trucks and all the festival stuff now, and it's like, okay, so like I say, I think Centerville having a parade, even though it's like first, is kind of more or less an afterthought to the rest of the Americana event. So I don't know, that I could be wrong. Let's see. So I've been doing a lot of work, and it's been very tiring. I did kind of have this funny thing happen at work yesterday, because I think I hit like this wall at like 3:00, and I was doing some grading work that it doesn't, don't really need to know too much about it, other than when you're working with grading objects and not just like grading lines or even like simple poly, like 2D polylines, stuff like that. When you're doing grading objects, it takes a lot more RAM in the background for CAD to calculate all the stuff that you're doing. So I generally know like the kind of functions I'm telling the computer to run, and when I know it's going to be taxing on it. So like I knew I was trying this one section that might be a little tricky, and I kind of started dozing off in the middle of it. And then like I got myself back up, and I'm like, nope, I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm gonna take like a 2-minute break, get some blood flowing again. So I was walking around, came back, and I found that the computer was actually like CAD was stalled. So I was like, oh crap. So whatever I was starting to do, so I was kind of worried at that point, because I'm like, oh god, did I just lose like the last half hour because I dozed off or something like that? Like I was just worried I lost a lot of work that I had done. And I found that I had actually like just reflexively saved it before I even started to get into all the complicated grading. So all in all, I found out that yeah, I can do this stuff in my sleep. Because like I just have these reflexive safeguards that I know like I should probably save this now, and then let it run, and it'll be fine. Not really gonna fall asleep if anybody at work's watching. Don't worry about that. But yeah, no, I just thought that was kind of funny. Okay, and lastly, I guess like it's an announcement-ish or something like that. So I finally got to finish one of my Final Fantasy projects. I listed it as private for just a few people to see first, because I wanted to get their feedback. But now that I've gotten their feedback, I don't like, honestly, like the way I've done videos thus far, I really just kind of like get to a finished product and I put it out, and then I kind of want to move on from there. So I've gotten some good feedback and critiques on the video that I posted. But I think I'm just gonna like open it up to anybody who wants to see it, and then I'm gonna like move on and like kind of take their critiques with me forward from here. But so I've been doing a lot of play with my main character Shandar, and like so that like obviously if I'm playing with the main character, I can't do any of the game and recording that I've been doing with my Ishii alternate character. So like a lot of the Final Fantasy playthrough that I was posting on my channel just kind of came to a stop. So I figured it's like, well, is there anything that I'm doing right now with my main character that I could record? And so I got to thinking that like Ashley has liked kind of hearing me talk about strategy when I'm thinking about games. Like she loves hearing me rant about Final Fantasy Tactics. That's one of her favorites. But and only because like the way she plays it and the way I play it are like stark opposites of how you would want to play the game. But she has a lot of fun listening to me talk about that kind of stuff. So I'm like, well, is there like something she might enjoy watching from what I'm doing here? So I actually did a recording of one of the dungeons in the game, and then I kind of did like a raid guide to it with my own kind of little twist to it. So I guess like if you want to take a look, and I like honestly like from people who are watching, this might not be for everyone, and I totally get that. So but if you want to watch my first Virgo Magic video, go ahead and check that out. I'll leave a link in the description for you. And ultimately it was like, hey, this is like the final relic weapon thing that I've been working on for my main character. And by the way, here are some pictures of it. Hopefully I can put them in here. But yeah, so that'll be on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out. But that's all I got for today. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you're having a good week, and hope you guys are getting some sleep, because I know I'm not. Anyway, this is JHaubz signing out. We'll see you next week.